Hello everyone. So today we would be studying chapter number 16, that is the universe. Under this chapter we're going to discuss what are stars, what are constellations, and about solar system. So can you just identify the objects which are visible right now in the picture, and they are visible even in the night sky, every day. So you see, this is moon, these are stars, this is a shooting star which might be visible one or some or the other days. So science is defined in a numerous amount of branches. Okay, so which branch of science deals with the space or universe? There are a lot of questions about it. That when we look up to the sky, we see a lot of objects. So how big these objects are? So there are so many questions about it. So astronomy is the branch of science which deals with the questions about the fundamental objects of the universe as well as the study of space. Astronomy is the branch of science which deals with the study of space and universe. Okay, so all the objects which are visible in the sky, they are generally known as celestial objects. Okay, suppose the sun, the planets, stars, these objects like comets, asteroids, celestial objects, these all are celestial objects, and they are also known as heavenly bodies. Okay, so let's first discuss about star. That what are stars? So stars are nothing, just a huge sphere of gases. Okay, they are made up of mostly helium and hydrogen. Okay, but they are self-luminous, because you see there are some stars which are not shining, but there are stars in the clear sky, you see they are visible and they are shining. Why they are shining? Because they are self-luminous and they emit energy due to the nuclear fusion of hydrogen. Okay, so during this process a tremendous amount of energy is released, and that's why it is said that they are self-luminous. Okay, so when it comes to sun is a medium-sized star, yet it is very close to earth, and that is why it seems to be bigger than the other stars, because it is quite close to earth. Okay, so Sirius is the brightest star which is visible in the night sky. Okay, it's been also said that it is a pole star, okay, or a north star, but in Indian name it is said to be as Dhruva Nakshatra. Okay, and it is actually located at the it is not visible from the south pole or the southern hemisphere. Why? Because it is actually located at the extended axis of the earth along the north pole. Okay, so when it comes to, there are differences between stars and planets. Okay, there are differences, there are many differences. So when it comes to stars appears to be twinkly in the sky. They are twinkling in the sky. But when it comes to planet, they do not twinkle in the sky. Okay, stars, they emit their own energy. Okay, planets reflect the sunlight falling on them. That is why they are seen to be shining. Okay, because of the energy and because of the light of the sun. Okay, stars are massive and very large in size. Planets are much smaller in comparison. Okay, so these are the particular differences. So there are distance, actually there is a very phenomenal difference between these celestial objects. Okay, and the distance between them and from the earth is very large. Okay, so they cannot be the difference cannot it is not convenient to measure these differences in kilometers or miles. Okay, that is why they are actually measured in light year. They are measured in light year. Now what is light year? So light year is defined as the distance traveled by light in 1 year with the speed of 3 lakh kilometer per second. Okay, distance traveled by light in 1 year. Okay, so this is whole is defined as 1 light year. Okay, and that is the way we actually measure the differences between the celestial bodies. So now nextly we will be considering the discussion on the constellations. Okay, so what are constellations? Now we have discussed stars, okay, that they are huge spheres of gases. Okay, but when it comes to constellation are a group of stars. They make a certain recognizable pattern in the sky, and that is why they are known as constellation, the group of sky which makes a certain recognizable pattern in the sky. Okay, so we would be discussing few of the uh, constellation. Here is the Orion first. So Orion is the constellation of 7 bright stars. Okay, it has some hollow stars too. Hollow stars means those which do not actually twinkle, which do not shine. So they are the hollow stars. Okay, so faint stars or hollow stars. Okay, so it is a constellation of 7 bright stars, and it has many other faint stars as well. Okay, so Orion is visible. It is visible from January to March in the evening sky. This pattern is visible. You know this pattern. You see this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 stars, 6, 7. So this pattern is actually visible in March, from January to March in the evening sky. Okay, so Sirius, from here Sirius, which is the brightest star, can be easily located with the help of this constellation. Okay, now how? An imaginary line can be drawn through the 3 stars. Imaginary line can be drawn to the 3 stars, and these 3 stars, they will extend towards southwest, and it will meet the star Sirius. Okay, so the imaginary line here would be meeting a star which is known as Sirius. Okay, so you see imaginary line which is passing from these 3 stars. An imaginary line, you see, this is the imaginary line. Okay, which is passing from these 3 stars, and it can meet to the Sirius, which is the brightest star. Okay, now you see Orion is also referred to as Mriga, that is deer. Okay, now next are the Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, Cassiopeia, and Asclepius. So these are the different constellation. Ursa Major is also known as Great Bear or Big Dipper. Okay, so it is also known as that, and it is visible in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so you see Ursa Major is this particular Great Bear constellation. Okay, so we can easily locate pole star, okay, Dhruv Nakshatra, with the help of this constellation. Okay, it is also known in Indian, ancient Indian, it is also known as Saptarishi. Okay, next is Ursa Minor, which is also known as Little Bear. Okay, it is helpful in locating celestial North Pole. Okay, so this is the, this is actually visible. You all have noticed this type of celestial, spoon like celestial, constellation in the sky. Okay, other one is Cassiopeia, is the constellation of 5 prominent stars which are visible in the northern sky. It is a distorted, shape of either W or M. Okay, it is a distorted shape of W or either M. Okay, it is easily recognizable. It is named after the Queen Cassiopeia in the Greek mythology. Okay, then it is Scorpius, is also known as Scorpio. It is the constellation of several bright stars. You see, there are several bright stars and many other faint stars appear in the shape of scorpion. It is appearing in this in the shape of, it is located almost in the middle of the Milky Way constellation. Okay, it appears in the summer season. So now it's like movement of the celestial objects. Okay, we do, we all know that objects appearing to be, moving. Why? Because earth is rotating on its own axis, and that is why we notice that the objects, the celestial objects, are moving. Okay, so the sun is rising from the east, and sets in west. This is due to the rotation of the earth on its own axis. Okay, nextly we'll be coming towards galaxies. Okay, so galaxy is a huge collection of star. Okay, dust, smoke, a huge collection of star, dust and smoke. There are millions of stars, billions of stars in a galaxy. Okay, our solar system our solar system belongs to Milky Way galaxy. Okay, so there are again different shapes of galaxies. Okay, different types of galaxies, they are named according to their shapes: spiral galaxy, elliptical galaxy, irregular galaxy. Okay, so Milky Way is also spiral galaxy. So now we'll come to our solar system. So sun, the planets revolve around the sun. Satellites of these planets and other celestial bodies like asteroids from the, and they together, these are forming the solar system. So sun, okay, sun, the planet. The sun, the planets are revolving around the sun. You see, the planets are revolving around the sun. The satellites of these planets, the satellite of Earth, the satellite of other planets, and the other celestial objects like stereoids. Okay, they together, all the satellite, all the planets, they together are forming a solar system. Okay, and they're revolving around sun. Okay, so sun, when it comes to, so we would be discussing in detail about sun, that what is sun is a star. Okay, at the center of the solar system, which is, it is around the, which has been around by all of the planets which are revolving around the sun. Okay, then planets, there are 8 planets. Our solar system consists of 8 planets which are revolving around sun. These are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, so planets, they revolve around sun along in an concentric elliptical orbits with the sun at the center. Okay, so the movement of planets around the sun along their orbit is known as revolution, and the time taken to complete one revolution around the sun is termed as time period of revolution. Okay, while moving around the sun, planets also rotate on their own axis, that is termed as spinning of planets on its own axis is termed as rotation, and time taken to complete one rotation is termed as time period of rotation. Is it clear? Okay, so first 4 planets, these are inner planets. Okay, like Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, they are called inner planets. Okay, so the remaining planets, which are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, they are known as outer planet. Okay, so when it comes to Mercury, Mercury is the planet which is closest to sun, and it is the smallest planet in the solar system. Okay, when it comes to Venus, Venus is also known as evening star. It's a morning star, and it is the brightest planet visible in the sky. Okay, it is, it has similarities with the earth, and that is why it is also referred to as earth's sister planet. Okay, now when it comes to earth is the planet, third planet from the sun. Okay, and it is fifth biggest in the solar system. Okay, earth's atmosphere has thin layer of ozone which protects the living things from the harmful radiations from the sun, which are, we say, UV radiations from the sun. Okay, so earth completes its one revolution around sun in 365 and half days. So its period of rotation about its own axis is 24 hours or 1 day. Okay, it takes 24 hours for earth to take one to complete one rotation on its particular axis. Okay, so its axis is rotated and it's tilted at the angle of 23 and half. Okay, earth is tilted at 23.4 degrees. Okay, and it is perpendicular to its own orbit. And this tilt of earth is also responsible for the seasonal changes. Okay, like you see, when the tilt is around north south, okay, and the sun is in back of the, earth is at the back of the sun, you see, we see a winter season. When again the tilt is in front of, so earth's axis, of rotation is responsible for its, seasonal changes. Okay, so when it is in front, we see summer and autumn and spring at the perpendiculars. Okay, so this is how the seasonal changes are going on. Then the next is a Mars, that is also known as red planet. Okay, nextly we would be discussing in detail about Mangalyaan mission. Okay, MOM. Okay, then that is Mangal Orbiter mission, that is MOM, which was successfully launched into the Earth's orbit in November 2013 by Indian Space, that is ISRO. Okay, Indian Space Research Organization. Then we would be talking about Jupiter, which is the fifth planet and the largest planet in the R system. It is nearly 3.318 times, of the Earth, and its volume is nearly 1300 times of Earth. Okay, it has its own 67 known moons. Okay, Jupiter, it's, the third brighter object which is visible from the sun is Moon and Venus. Jupiter has known 67 moons. Okay, and it is the fastest spinning planet in our solar system. Okay, then we'll be talking about Saturn, Uranus, Neptune in detail. When it comes to moon, a celestial object that is orbiting a planet in solar system is known as moon or a natural satellite. Okay, so moon is also known as the natural satellite of the planet. Okay, so there are numerous moons revolving around them, while the inner planets have only a few moons orbiting in them. Okay, so moon of the earth has only one natural satellite. Moon is revolving around it. Okay, it is the fifth largest moon in the solar system. Okay, so nextly we'll be talking about moon tides. Okay, ocean tides, sorry. So when it comes to ocean tides, you see there are two types of tides. Okay, what are tides? First of all, tides are the periodic rise and fall of the ocean water. Okay, due to the combined gravitational pull of sun and the moon and the rotation of the earth. Okay, so generally it is nothing, it is just, rise and fall of the ocean water level. Okay, so there are two type of tides. One is spring tides, another one is neap tides. Okay, so when the sun and moon are aligned, sun, this is moon, this is earth. Okay, sun, moon are aligned. Okay, allowing force combined to give spring tides. Okay, so that is when spring tide occurs, when earth comes in between, either earth comes in between moon and earth comes. There are two type of, the spring tide occurs when earth comes in between moon and the sun, or when moon comes between sun and the earth. Okay, so you see here moon has come between earth and sun, that is why we are finding spring tides. Okay, again when you see earth has come between moon and sun, so we are finding here spring tide. Okay, but when moon, when it neap tides happen, they are the low tides. Okay, spring tides are high tides and neap tides are low tides. Okay, they are not related like that. Okay, neap tides occur when sun and the moon are at the right angles. Okay, you see sun is right angle at the moon. If this is the imaginary line you see, then moon is at the right angle, so we see neap tides. Again moon is at the right angle of the sun, and that is why we are facing the neap tides. Okay, so this is how the classification of ocean tides is. Okay, now phases of moon. Okay, someday we see full moon, someday we see new moon. Okay, someday we see first quarter, third quarter. So these are the phases, depends upon the lunar calendar. Okay, and lunar calendar is based upon the lunar phases and the lunar month, which has 29.5 days. Okay, nextly we'll be considering and we'll be talking about asteroids. So asteroids are the rocky remains, okay, from the formation of the solar system 4.5 billion years ago. So the rocky remains of the solar system, which was formed 4.5 billion years ago, referred to as stereoids. Okay, so largest stereoid is Ceres, which with the diameter of 950 kilometers, and Meteors is the another stereoid whose diameter is 174 kilometers. Now what are comets? So comets are the small celestial, you might have seen this type of, you might have experienced this type of phenomena in sky. So comets are nothing, they're just small celestial objects made up of ice, dust and small rocks. Okay, they revolve around sun in very long orbits. Okay, so comet appears like a glowing ball with a long tail. It comes very close to sun. Okay, so Halley comet is the famous comet which takes 76 years to orbit around the sun once. Okay, its last appearance in the solar system was in 1986, and it might you know get its appearance back, or it might be visible again in the middle of 2061. Okay, so nextly we'll be talking about the meteors and meteorites. So what are meteors? The small pieces of debris mean waste, small debris, or small you would say stones. So small pieces of debris moving in the space. Okay, they're usually the parts of steroids. Now steroids are very big. Okay, they're huge, in kilometers, but when it comes to meteor, so meteors are the usually the parts of steroids or comets. Okay, so they are termed as meteoroids, and when they enter the atmosphere of the earth, they are also known as meteors. Okay, and these might, these bright streaks are also known as shooting stars even. Okay, then we'll be talking about artificial satellites. So artificial satellites, of course, are man-made objects. Okay, they are revolving around earth and are launched by into the orbits. Orbits means the orbits. Okay, the elliptical orbits, they are launched in the orbits by the rockets. Okay, so Sputnik first was the first, it was the first, world's first artificial launched by Soviet Union in 1957. Aryabhatta was the first artificial satellite launched by India in 1975. Okay, so some of the important application of artificial satellites are telecommunication, okay, radio, television transmission. We are, using mobile phones, wireless communications. We can communicate to each other. So they are used for that, okay. So weather forecasting, studying the atmosphere of the earth, okay, remote sensing, earth surface, study of earth surface, locating the mineral deposits, studying of land structure for agriculture purposes, to explore the outer space, and to study about other celestial objects like moon or the planet stereoids. So these all are the important application for which the artificial satellites are to be launched. They were launched, okay. So after that, we'll be concluding it with the universe. So universe is the sum total of everything that exists, okay. It includes earth, it includes satellites, other planets, stars, billions of galaxies, everything, okay. Sun is just the ordinary star among the billion stars present in our galaxy, okay. So it is very difficult to comprehend the vastness of the universe. So it is just we have discussed few of the parts in brief. So in detail we would be discussing it in the class. Till that, if you have any questions, please come up to me and ask about it. Thank you so much.